So you guys get ready. There's going to be a big change on my face coming soon.
Am I going to sit on it?
Yep.
That would be different.
I mean,
for the rest of us, not for you two.
Hey, John, I have an idea.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do. Give me some time.
Wait, hold on. Are you going bald? Are you going dick over chin or dick over forehead? Like, which way are you sitting, buddy?
What's more humiliating?
I think both are equally humiliating.
I don't know that I could differentiate. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe dick over face. Because then
Here's
the
what
ball's
I'm going to do.
But think about everything that's on your actual face if it's going the other way.
Yeah.
You know?
Eesh.
It's true.
That's European.
History Defeats Itself is a comedy podcast. Kevin, John, and Greg are not experts, historians, or even all that smart.
Welcome to History Defeats Itself, a comedy podcast that discusses how people never seem to learn from their history. Thank you for being here. My name is Kevin Rosenquist, and I am joined by two people who will not be replaced with AI despite my best efforts. John Banks and Greg Mitchell. How are you guys?
I am a computer simulation.
Yeah, you
Kevin.
don't.
That's not.
You don't know.
That's not how
you don't
it
know
works.
who's going to replace me. I'm actually going to be replaced by a 17-year-old who's funnier, better looking, has more
I'm pretty
energy.
sure you could be replaced by a mannequin, and it'd be
I think if
fine.
I replaced you with a 17-year-old, people would ask questions.
Remember last episode when John was replaced by that empty chair? He was never more engaging.
That
God.
empty chair was it won awards. It won
On
awards.
a very special History Defeats Itself.
It won a Podsy.
Posy. How are you
Won a
guys? You good?
Jersey. I'm doing
Good.
great, man.
How are you, Kevin? I haven't asked that in a while. How's Kevin doing?
Kevin's busy, but Kevin's good. Kevin's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
What's keeping Kevin busy?
That's a nice
Podcast
lead-in. I did
besides
not
this
ask
one.
him to do that, but I have a new podcast. It's called Zero Shot for anybody out there who is interested in AI. I interview.
Is it a hockey podcast? Is it an AI hockey podcast?
It's not.
I
It's
listened
just
to
AI.
it, and it is not hockey related.
It is not.
I
No,
listened to one episode.
It's an interview podcast where I talk to founders and CEOs of AI companies. And so if you want to
And
learn...
Kevin really doesn't know shit about it.
If you want to learn about AI, that's not a bad way to do it. Because these
Listen to
people
his
are...
guests, not
these
him.
people are fucking smart. Holy shit.
So it's you're saying CEO, but I think it's actually pronounced Chio. So just want to
Okay.
point that out.
Thanks. Mm-hmm. He's right.
Chio. Okay, Chio.
Chio. It's a Spanish C.
I'll make sure I start calling people Chio when they come on the episode.
Yep.
Thanks for joining me, Mr. Chio.
I think you're supposed to pronounce it like they would in Spain.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Theo. Theo.
You know what? I should always consult you guys before I
should.
start a new podcast.
If you've been
Spain.
calling them CEOs, God, you're an idiot. You've been making yourself look so stupid.
I feel so dumb. I feel so dumb.
And you're super white today.
I am?
That's
I thought
not
I was
true.
doing better.
That's not- you're as white as you always are. I wouldn't say super white. You're just white. Pinkish.
I
You're
think
very pink
John
monkey.
is like probably pretty close to your coloring, but he comes across much more
tan.
tan.
Yeah.
Not that looks healthier or anything like that. I'm not trying to judge, but you're super bright.
So the podcast is called
I
Zero
burned my
Shot,
cornea.
and it will be
Hey, what
my
does
only
Zero Shot
podcast
mean?
soon.
What does zero shot mean?
It's a type of machine learning. It's a way it's a style of machine learning.
Is
I'm
it
already
it's narrow AI?
You know, I don't want to talk to you anymore, Greg.
This is gonna be a long episode. So now we have to do the whole podcast, me talking, or we're going to talk to each other through John.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, John, tell Kevin he looks cute today.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Greg thinks you look a little sexy today.
Oh, can you do me a favor and tell Greg to go fuck himself?
Hey, Greg. Kevin
Yeah.
said it's on, buddy.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry. He said, "Why don't you go warm yourself up?" And he's coming over.
Hey, can you tell Kevin to
fluff
maybe
already?
last longer than 5 seconds next time?
Hey, Kevin. Greg's really excited for what's coming.
Okay.
He knows it's going to be quick, but it's going to be full of love.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Can you tell him to maybe drop a few pounds before I get there?
Hey, hey,
Be delicate.
Greg,
Delicate.
Kevin. Kevin thinks maybe you should get a haircut.
Okay.
Might slim your face up a little
Okay.
because you're fat.
It's not funny.
Solid. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Admittedly, I have not been posting very much, so to all our legions of fans who expect more content, I apologize. We haven't put up a newsletter in a few weeks. We've been busy. We're busy people. We're very, very busy people. Particularly John. It takes a lot to have that beard, you know?
It does. I've got to do beard cream. There's beard seminars. There's beard ironing because it's basically just when I get out of the shower, it's like curled up this tight. So I got to stretch out each hair and iron it out. So it's a lot of work.
That's a commitment.
It is.
It's a big commitment.
I do it for the fans.
Well, I appreciate that because when I do actually do videos, I have that cool beard that I use to be John Banks. So
That helps differentiate the two of us.
if it weren't for that, I'm not sure what I would do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. That's all I got. So, John, it's your turn tonight, buddy.
It's me.
It's John.
What? I researched and wrote a whole thing.
Okay. So this is from a magazine called Dictator's Quarterly.
A periodical?
Yeah, it's not really. But we are going to talk about dictators. And in particular, we're going to talk about
That's my favorite kind of potato.
We're going to talk. The one you put on your dick. We're going to talk about one in particular because I think we can all agree that things we've seen happen in our life, dictators do some crazy shit. But this guy did the craziest shit. He's no longer with us, so God bless him or peace, Allah, assalamu alaikum, whatever he is. But first, let's talk a little bit about.
Can we guess who it is?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's Idi Amin.
Oh, am I supposed to guess?
Kevin, it's your turn.
I was waiting on you. Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Yes,
good one.
it is Tom Hanks, the great MGM dictator. So no, you're both wrong. And we'll get to the name later because I don't want to give anything away, Greg.
Benito Mussolini.
Yeah, he didn't do crazy shit. He just did mean shit. All right, so there were basically four types of
Charles
dictators.
Schwab.
Tom Hanks.
You guys are, definitely dictators. Definitely dictators.
Have you
but
guys seen like the anti-Tom Hanks? Like his son? He's got Colin, and then he's got that one that's a rebel.
Yeah.
No, I only know Colin. I don't know the other one.
You gotta do some digging on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say he's a rebel. He's just an idiot.
He is fucking.
He's just
man.
an idiot. Yeah.
I'm gonna do my episode in next time about him.
On the other Hanks kid,
Yeah.
the unColin, if you will. All right, so first, there's a military dictatorship, which is power is obtained and maintained through military might. The military takes control of the country, installs the dictator of its choosing, and uses force of arms to preserve its power. That's your classic.
I feel like that's a good portion of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Might makes right. If you're not a tough fuck, you won't stay in power. If you're gonna be an asshole.
Can't ride a horse shirtless. What kind of a man are you?
Touche.
It sounds like it's Vladimir Putin now.
I mean, that's it's got a little misdirection.
Damn it. Sounds good at
All
this.
right. And then
I
they
feel
say,
misdirected.
Yeah. Do you feel hysterected?
No?
All right. I mean, technically, you don't have a uterus, so
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, but I don't know that I had one removed either.
Purportedly.
do you remember everything that happened to you as a baby?
Touche.
All right.
Probably would remember that though.
That might stick with me.
It's kind of a big deal.
God, somebody got their uterus removed. The second is a personal elastic dictatorship. And this leader may be supported by a party or military, but still retains the overwhelming majority of power, especially regarding whom to place in which government roles, and relies heavily upon their own charisma to maintain control. So I feel like this is like if you're a cult leader, if you can really get that cult going, your next step is going to be this kind of dictator. And then there's an absolute monarchies, and this is power obtained and passed through family connections. And then the last one, which I think this is probably technically more dictatorships or this, but then, I mean, they all kind of lean on each other or use things from each thing, but single party dictatorship, also called a dominant party dictatorship or one party state. Multiple political parties may exist, but one dominates the government, makes all the rules, is free to disseminate propaganda, and controls every aspect of every election, thereby ensuing their win every time. Like, I feel like
that could be there could be a combination that can go along with other ones too. It seems
right. You know,
that's how he opened it, Kevin. Pay attention, buddy. Jeez.
Fuck me, man. I'm just trying to talk.
Okay, so are we going to talk about Kevin being a dictator on this show? Because that's where it sounds like you're leading.
Yes. Stop stealing my goddamn thunder.
So fucking controlling this guy, Kevin.
You're such a Benedict
you know what? Maybe
Arnold.
if you were capable of actually doing anything on your own, I wouldn't have to control you.
Oh, yeah. How's that newsletter been coming out lately? Bi-weekly?
I don't remember. When was the last time you sent in your part?
I don't remember the last time you asked me for it because you keep on not being able to do it because you're spending all your time doing your zero fucking tolerance podcast.
Stop it. Are you guys going to break up?
It's too late, John. You can't save this.
Shut up, NPR.
So today, so there's also, in some of the things I was reading, some people
pet her on my microphone.
Some people actually say there is a fifth type of dictatorship,
cats.
which is a hybrid dictatorship, but
God
it's
damn
basically
it, John.
What?
Stop fucking. If there's a quiz at the end of this shit, I'm gonna fail it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, how will I feel superior and dominant to both of you if I don't
You're
give
a
you the quiz?
dictator, so dick.
I am of this.
You have the
episode.
Castro beard.
I do, and the Castro balls.
And castor oil.
I don't know. They're Cuban. I don't.
They like
I don't know what that means.
cigars? I mean, I don't know.
They're covered in potato and filled with meat. You ever have those little Cuban? Have you ever been to Porto's, Kevin? When you were here?
Where are we? Where did we go here? Like, this just really went
We're
off.
talking about
Porto's-
testes, and now we're talking about Portos.
Porto's is a
delicious.
bakery. It's a Cuban bakery in L.A.
But
And
we
they are-
started with cigars, and then we went testes,
No.
and then
You did cigars. I never brought up cigars. I said balls, potato-covered balls. That's what I said.
okay.
Which is, I'm going my own path, right? But we're not just
It's a
what you do
culinary
is-
delight, and
They really
Kevin
are.
wants to bring his testes into it.
Yep.
I'm not opposed.
So there's some people say there's like hybrid dictatorship, which is kind of a mix of these different things, right?
I
But
had a Honda Civic hybrid.
did you? Oh, you did. It was like brown,
It was tan.
poo-poo brown.
It was tan.
It was the color of the shit emoji on your phone.
No,
That's
it
not
was
tan.
later. It was tan.
No, it was not.
Some people even thought it was kind of silvery tan.
Listen, you one-eyed motherfucker. It was brown.
I don't need two eyes to see color, and
Yeah, well,
I don't
apparently you
need
do.
you telling me what color my car was. You stupid fuck.
So
All I know is
today,
I got it for the gas mileage.
what'd you get? Like 38?
This fucking episode is
Honda.
awesome so far,
Honda Civic Hybrid. Not as good as a Prius, but it'll do.
but cheaper.
Yep, that is true.
Cheaper than a Prius, and that's saying something.
Today I'm going to be discussing the former dictator of Turkmenistan, not the current guy,
Borat.
which his name is Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedow.
Nice. No way that's wrong.
That is his name. I looked the shit up. I went to a website. I had it pronounced over and over again. That's the motherfucker's name, and that is how you say it.
Say it again.
Nope. But the guy before him, and that guy was named Saparmurat Niyazov, was born on February 19th, 1940 in the Turkmen SSR. According to
Is
the
he still
official
alive?
version, no, he died.
When did he change his name to Tom Hanks?
That didn't happen until the 90s.
Okay.
It was post Forrest Gump, not pre
Okay,
Forrest
gotcha.
Gump.
I think it was for Apollo 13.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Definitely not that great of a movie. That was a very overrated movie.
I agree.
Dude, I
I
didn't
actually
like-
agree with that.
I didn't like the fact that one dude kept on sweating during it because he had the flu or something like that, and he had a fever. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch this guy sweat for 2 hours.
That's
Wait,
what
it
you
was- it was-
remember?
It was Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, and the guy who
That
played
guy that
Lieutenant
died,
Dan.
right?
No, in the pod. Those are the three guys in the pod.
Wait, who's the third guy?
It was the guy who played Lieutenant Dan. What's his name?
Oh, Sinise.
Yeah,
You
Gary
sure?
Sinise. I will bet your life on it.
I don't think so. I'm gonna look it up.
You can Google that shit.
Keep talking about that
All right.
guy.
Google that stuff in real time. All right. So this dude was born, blah, blah, blah. According to the official version of his biography, his father, Atmarat, died in World War II.
Tom Hanks Senior.
Yeah. Died in World War II fighting against Nazi Germany, while other sources contend that he dodged fighting and was therefore sentenced by a
Bill
military
Paxton.
court. Wait, there was no Kevin Bacon?
No. Yeah,
No,
Kevin
Gary
Bacon was
Sinise.
in it. But you said Gary Sinise. I think Bill Paxton was the one that was sweating the whole time.
Right, but I'm talking about the guys in the pod.
Bill Paxton was in the pod.
Were there 4 guys in the pod?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, 3 out of 4 with anybody.
You guys want to know a pod no one's going to listen to? Do you keep this shit up?
It's the What the Fuck Happened to Gary Sinise podcast.
Bill Paxton died.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
His son's a really good. His son was in Top Gun, I think.
He was.
A lot of people died, Greg. There's
Yes,
a lot of
it's true.
people who've died.
Yeah, but he died young.
Especially under dictators.
Especially, yes, that is true.
So-
And they died young too.
They did.
A lot of 'em.
Bringing it back around. So his mother and 2 brothers were killed.
Gary
in the-
Sinise's?
What?
Gary Sinise's mother and brother?
Okay, we're gonna let this go. You're just gonna seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
just shut the fuck up.
Oh, this is my fault.
if you're gonna
Okay.
listen, if you're gonna interrupt me, be funny because you are not nailing
Why
it.
start now, John? You think
that's
I'm
a
going to
good
be a
point.
different personality?
We keep waiting.
So his mom and brothers died in an earthquake in 1948, and then he grew up in a Soviet orphanage before the state found a distant relative and put him in with that relative.
Wow,
Boy,
his
I
mom,
bet you
and
they
mom
really-
and brothers all died?
I bet you they really pampered you in that Soviet orphanage.
did.
I bet there was nothing but hugs and teddy
I
bears.
mean, how could the guy not be a dictator? He was in a Russian orphanage,
Soviet.
USSR. I think the Beatles wrote a song
Ruski.
about
Thanks for that, Kevin.
Sure.
that. So then he did some shit. In 1962, he started his political career, becoming a member of the Communist Party. He quickly rose through the ranks, becoming first secretary of the Ashgabat City Committee and first secretary of the Communist Party of the Turkmen SSR in 1985.
So now we're just making shit up.
Yeah, I'm just
So he was he was still in the Soviet Union at this point?
well, yeah, because the Soviet Union still existed. It was
Okay,
still the
yes, but
USSR.
that's where he was at this point.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that was where he was born.
Is Turkmenistan part of that?
Well, it wasn't called Turkmenistan at the time. So what happened was in 1989, the wall came down. It was in
Right.
Berlin.
It wasn't in
Berlin Wall.
1999.
It was
No, it was
1989.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 1999.
No, I said 1989.
1999 was the year that everyone
Prince came out.
partied
Yeah.
like it was 19.
And Y2K.
Pretty sure you said 1999.
I said 1989.
But I said
We can-
yeah, so that's on me.
It sounded like 99 to me too, but you're from the South, so you probably are dyslexic.
I mean, what is it dyslexic when you just don't know what numbers are?
Yes.
I thought it was the order that they went in. Like you couldn't remember the order, or they looked
Ray can
backwards.
call in again.
So when I say it was 1998, not 19 or 1898, 1899. Okay.
Look, I don't have time to edit this much out. Can you guys please stop?
I apologize. I'm not going to make this any more tedious than I've been, and I realize I've been an annoying distraction, and I will stop now, and I'm going to listen to every word that John Banks has to say now.
I wish we could believe you.
So in 1985, he did that thing. And then he gained this post after Soviet General Secretary Mikhail Gorbachev had removed his predecessor following a cotton-related scandal. No, I
Oh
didn't.
shit!
I didn't dive into what the scandal was because we don't have time for that. But I just thought, what? So there's a topic one of you could do sometime.
Cotton-related scandals.
I can imagine.
What have we
that
learned?
Any kind of commodity probably could elicit some form of a scandal.
That's true.
I mean, you and I are
especially if you're like Mikhail Gorbachev.
we're lumber brokers. Do you think we're going to elicit a scandal? Tree.
We could.
I bought tree, cut tree, sold
If
tree.
we're so in Soviet era, the Soviet Union,
if we were in the
everything's a
Soviet
scandal.
area, in the Soviet era,
Is there any information about whether this Cotton situation had anything to do with how he got his birthmark?
I'm assuming the Cotton scandal was a dude named Cotton who was
I
from
think
the
you
South.
pretty much defined it by saying his birthmark, which means it happened when he was born. So obviously, this was
obviously
after.
that is correct, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So,
good.
Good deductive reasoning there, Sherlock Holmes.
That's right. I've been reading a lot about science.
Under Niyazov, the Turkmen Communist Party
Under
had
who?
a reputation as one of the most hardline and unreformed party organizations in the Soviet Union.
And they probably had a lot of competition because I bet you everyone was a prick.
I mean,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
Like they're definitely Russia's not known for their easy prison sentences.
Yeah, if you're a real hard line Soviet, that's terrifying.
No
Yeah.
offense, but I think if you're living in Russia and you're not in prison, it's not great.
I mean, well, yeah, now and before
All the
Yeah.
time.
Pretty much all the time.
When was
Yeah.
it great?
There was like a moment,
For
like 89
5
to
people.
91.
1991?
When Boris Yeltsin, when he was the whatever.
He was kind of a whatever. I don't want to say anything that's going to get any Russian guys like throwing some kind of weird chemical on my face.
I don't think we have enough listeners for that to happen.
There could be all it takes is one, John.
The right
Yeah, I
one.
guess so. Real hardliner.
I
January
wish I was a
13th.
hardliner. I can't
There you go.
can't commit.
Yeah.
Wow, that whiskey got me good.
Well, hey, at least he'll shut up for a minute.
I don't think you would survive a Russian prison camp. With that. If whiskey's doing that to you, buddy,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna make it.
Because all you get is vodka in there.
Yeah. And a sledgehammer, and you just hit rocks for no reason.
And yourself. You hit yourself with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Part of your sentence.
I have to hit myself with a
Yep.
sledgehammer. I'm pretty sure I'm only going to get to one.
Isn't that Peter Gabriel? Didn't he write a song about Greg hitting himself with a
God,
sledgehammer?
I hate Peter Gabriel.
Ah,
You
I
hate
love-
all the
I
good
actually
bands.
I really like Peter Gabriel.
I do too.
Yeah.
I really wish that Peter Gabriel and Dave Matthews would do a duet.
Oh, that I cannot agree with.
Why would you sledgehammer? On January 13th, 1990, the fifth fucking time I'm trying to get this out. Shut the fuck up, Greg. Shut your fucking mouth.
Okay. Sorry.
Niyazov became chairman of
I bet you it's not going to be fun.
became Supreme Soviet of the Turkmen SSR, the supreme legislative body in the republic. The post
I
was
called it.
equivalent to that of president.
I didn't understand anything you just said.
'Cause you
and
talked
even
over
if I
it.
did, it was stupid.
Greg, didn't we have like a rule in the bylaws about you not getting high before an episode because of
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot you were
I
high.
don't need you guys to dictate my drug use. I wonder if Jen's going to get those onion rings.
Why wouldn't you?
What is it, like 6 p.m. where you are? Come on, man.
It's 6:07.
Yeah, this is onion ring time, buddy.
PST, baby. PST.
I'm sorry, John. I'm going to work on not being such an
I'm
asshole.
going to work on
I'm going to work on it.
it in real time.
Yeah.
Here I go.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that.
I love
That's
you,
nice.
John. Go
Yeah.
on. This is
Yeah.
going to be good.
So Niyazov supported the Soviet coup attempt of 1991, which was 2 years after the fall of the Soviet Union and the Berlin Wall. However, after the coup collapsed, he set about separating Turkmenistan from the dying Soviet Union. The Turkmen Supreme Soviet declared Turkmenistan independent and appointed Niyazov as the country's first president on October 27th, 1991.
Sorry, who appointed him?
The Turkmen Supreme Soviet.
What is that?
It's the Turkmen Supreme Soviet. I don't fucking know.
It's like the Pope.
I think it's basically
Sorry.
like it's like Darth Maul.
It's the Soviet Pope.
Darth Maul basically said, "You're the president now."
And who's going to argue with Darth Maul? Let's be
Man,
honest.
no one, unless you want to get your head cut off. So on June 21st, 1992.
I don't know. Who's the guy from Spaceballs?
Wait, what now?
Who's the guy from Spaceballs?
Rick Moranis?
No, not that guy. The tough guy. He could probably take on Darth Maul.
Bill Pullman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Not
is
to be
he-
confused with Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't like that.
Oh, it was Bill Pullman.
Nope.
Bill Pullman's son was in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Not Bill Paxton. But Bill Paxton's son
Glad
is
we
in
cleared that shit up.
I didn't want to. Please don't send me your nasty letters.
Like Q.
Let's see. Oh, so
Nothing.
I see. Oh, and then then there was an election, and then he was elected again, but he was the only person running. And a year later,
Because everyone else who just said they would run were probably murdered.
probably. And so a year later, he was declared himself Turkmenbashi. That's what he called himself from moving forward. So from moving forward, we will now know him as Turkmenbashi. And what it means is leader of all Turkmen.
Okay. Like the boss.
Now I know, I kind of want to, we're getting through the boring shit because, blah, 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 bad stuff. Someone tried to kill him.
It may not have been boring had we been able to hear it. But no one knows what it was you were trying to talk about because of Panama Red over there.
So, yeah. Wait, is Greg Panama Red?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, he gave him the stuff to the name of that. And then in 1999, the Assembly of Turkmenistan declared Niyazov president for life of Turkmenistan.
Wow.
Yep.
That's never a good idea.
What can go wrong? Let me tell you.
Stuff did.
So, he was like a brutal guy, but also he's like a total fucking schizophrenic because Turkmenistan is a Muslim country. And so in keeping with the predominantly Islamic nature of Turkmen society, President Niyazov granted pardons each year on the Laylat al-Qadar, the night of destiny, in the month of Ramadan. For example, in 2005, 8,145 convicts were pardoned, including 229 foreign nationals. In 2006, Turkmenistan set free 10,056 prisoners, including 253 foreign nationals from 11 different countries. And at the time, Niyazov said, let this humane act on the part of the state serve strengthening truly moral values of the Turkmen society. Let the entire world know that there has never been a place for evil and violence on the blessed Turkmen soil. Now, later, someone tried to kill him, and a lot of people suspect that the government actually set that up because he said it was an attempted coup, and he basically cleared out any competition that he would ever have. And then he also put up surveillance cameras everywhere in the capital of.
But it was before they had that technology, so it was just like oil boxes.
Yeah, yeah. It was pigeons.
What's an oil box?
Pigeons that could write.
Pigeons that could draw.
So
what good is writing?
So he made the media refer to him. So every time they would speak of him, they had to refer to him as His Excellency Saparmurat Turkmenbashi, President of Turkmenistan and Chairman of the Cabinet of Ministers. So anytime you were going to fucking do a story about this guy, and every time you said his name, you had to fucking say all that shit.
Jeez, imagine being his wife.
Not great.
Oh yeah, give it to me, His Excellency Saparmurat Turkmenbashi, President of Turkmenistan and Chairman of the Cabinet of Ministers. Yeah, put your balls on my face, His Excellency Super Nut Turkmenistan. He made it mandatory to read the Runama in schools, which is his autobiography. Universities and government organizations, new governmental employees were tested on the book at job interviews, and an exam on its teachings was part of the divine test in Turkmenistan.
In fairness, though, I make
Driving
you guys
test.
read my autobiography to stay on the podcast.
Right.
It's mostly gibberish, and it's 4 pages long, so it's not that big of a commitment.
It's not that big of a deal, but the title is good. Punctured lung, punctured heart.
If I ever read an autobiography, that's my title. I'm going to have ChatGPT write me an autobiography.
With that title. Yeah. So he didn't do anything like crazy in the beginning, and then once they said you're president for life, started doing some crazy shit, right?
Shocker.
Well, but not even I won't even say totalitarian, just weird. He just did weird shit. And that's why I just because in Dictators, you can't find a lot of funny stuff. Right.
Not a lot of comedy there.
Not a lot of.
Did you ever find like a picture of the guy? See what it looks like, so that way you could kind of
Oh yeah.
put a face to a name.
Oh, I mean, I can. You can't because I don't have that picture to send you. But yes, there's plenty of pictures of him out there.
What did he look like?
He
George
looked
Clooney?
exactly like what you think it looked like.
No, just kidding.
I'm just curious if you're racist. I want to see what it's. Describe him to me. So in 2005,
I'm thinking like George Jetson.
No. So he was like dark hair, kind of chubby. He kind of Kim Jong-un-y without the weird haircut. In 2005, he closed down all rural libraries and hospitals outside of the capital city, Ashgabat, in a country where, at the time, more than half the population lived in rural areas. Once stating that, quote, if people are ill, they can come to Ashgabat. And he also said, of closing down the libraries, that people don't read anyway.
The library thing could make sense because it's sort of like censoring the internet in certain countries now. You know, you're trying to keep people from being educated, but the hospital thing is a little puzzling. I don't really understand that. You don't want your people to die.
Well, so he had this kind of belief that like the capital city was like everyone should come to the capital, right? Like in other words, like and it does again. He's just fucking crazy because if you're dying of a heart attack, you don't want to spend 3 hours driving in a 4-wheel drive vehicle to get to the capital.
Or more. I mean, I don't know how big this place was, but
Turkmenistan's pretty small. I mean, I don't actually know the square, but it's pretty like it's.
I bet you the infrastructure sucked.
I would imagine.
yeah that's probably what. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Under his rule, Turkmenistan had the lowest life expectancy in Central Asia.
Well, they got rid of all the
Global Witness.
hospitals.
Huh? Well, yeah.
And he got rid of all the books, like the
and
medical
libraries.
books.
So
How to
even if you
save
couldn't make it to
people.
hospital, you couldn't stop at a library and read about what you needed to do.
Right.
So
How do you do the Heimlich again?
if only there were a library.
If there was a library, I could go in, find the book, take it up to the checkout counter, check it out, get out to my car, read how to do it, and then save that person's life.
But now I just gotta watch him die.
But now I gotta watch him die.
According to this group, Global Witness, a London-based human rights organization, reported that money under Niyazov's control and held overseas may be in excess of $3 billion in U.S. dollars, of which between 1.8 and 2.6 billion was allegedly situated in the foreign exchange reserve fund at Deutsche Bank in Germany. So you guys want to?
At least it wasn't in Credit Suisse.
That's true. Or SBV or whatever.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah. So, all right. He banned the use of lip syncing at public concerts in 2005.
Makes sense. Thank you.
I agree with that.
Somebody needed to do that.
Oh, but he goes deeper. In 2005, as well as sound recordings at musical performances on state holidays and broadcast of Turkmen television channels at all cultural events organized by the state and places of mass assembly, and at weddings and celebration organized by the public.
I'm in favor.
You couldn't have music at your weddings or just lip syncing?
No, you can have live wedding. You couldn't have recorded.
Just no Milli Vanilli.
Oh no, you're right. Musical performances, right.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a dickish.
Yeah,
That's like the guy in Footloose.
You're right. Yeah.
Maybe that's where he got it from. Maybe he watched Footloose and was like, that makes sense. You know
Could they
what?
dance? If not, then it would be kind of like the dad in Dirty Dancing.
He didn't specifically say you couldn't dance, but would you dance without music?
I could.
All right.
I could clog dance without music.
He banished dogs from the capital
Okay. He's just being a dick now.
because of their unappealing odor.
That's subjective.
He wrote he wrote his autobiography, the Runama, and so you had to do the test. You had to take it on you had to answer questions about it on your driver's license exam.
You had to answer questions about his autobiography on the driver's license exam?
Yes, they had to read it periodically on television.
What's my favorite flavor of frozen yogurt?
And
if you're going 35 miles an hour.
he also tried to force
At a
an
four-way
imam
stop.
there.
Now, which ways do you turn the wheel when you parallel park down a hill?
You go to the left, and then my father. At what year did my father beat the Germans? When did I go to space?
Wait, so he's doing the driving tests even. I mean, that is, I gotta say, how did he find time?
He's actually the driving instructor.
He's like, you're gonna do a 3-point turn here.
That's what I meant. He's doing he's leading the driving test.
Yeah. He ordered that all mountains and places in Turkmenistan be named after Turkmen heroes, poets, and leaders. Like, I mean, that's not that crazy, right? Like country pride or whatever. But he made the he made the second Sunday of August Melon Day in honor of melons, one of his favorite foods, which he referred to as a gift of God with a glorious history.
I like melons.
Yeah, no, they're delicious. Would you participate in a National Melon Day? And if so, what would be your favorite melon?
I don't think you have a choice. You have to do it. And thank God
I've been eating a lot of cantaloupe lately. I'm a big fan.
I'm glad he doesn't like Brussels sprouts.
Why? What's wrong with Brussels sprouts?
You're a big fan of cantaloupe?
Yeah. What does that look?
Well, is my opinion. I thought it couldn't get any lower, and then here it is, lower than it was.
That's not the melon I would pick.
No.
What melon would you pick?
Water. Idiot.
Yeah.
Goddamn idiot.
Do you say titties?
Why would he say titties?
Who said titties?
Melons are titties.
I mean, if I'm going to choose one, I suppose. You don't like cantaloupe? I don't understand.
I like cantaloupe. I'm not saying I don't like
It's
cantaloupe.
not my go-to melon.
No.
All I said was I've been eating a lot of cantaloupe lately.
Well, you could have said I've been eating a lot of watermelon, but you didn't say that.
But
did
I
you?
haven't. That'd be a lie. I don't want to lie to you.
Oh,
We'd
now I'm
see right
confused.
through it.
I want to berate you, but also I feel very connected to you right now.
You're
So,
be like, I don't see any seeds on your face. There's no way you've been eating watermelon.
if you had a beard, you would definitely know, because that shit, man, so many goddamn things get stuck in this beard. So.
We had a whole discussion
I know.
about this.
It's crazy. It's rice. I don't know. Just rice gets in there. I don't know how. It just does.
That wasn't the worst
it's
one, though. What was
sticky.
the worst one?
Well, like soup.
Soup.
Really. Soup's hard.
I can't imagine that doesn't smell good.
I need like a beard schmuck. So
A schmuck?
schmuck. Yeah.
A smock?
Schmuck. I need a beard schmuck.
No, he's thinking about the Yiddish one.
I am. Yep. It's anytime in temple that you can't let the Torah touch the ground, you can't let the beard schmuck touch the ground.
Beard schmuck. You are the beard schmuck.
I am.
What are you gonna float?
He ordered a renaming of he reordered the naming of months and days of the week in the calendar. So instead of calling it Monday, he started naming them after like his family members and other like
There's
figures.
Carl Day.
Seriously.
There's Uncle Milty Day.
He
Kevin
changed
Day,
the-
Greg Day, John
He changed
Day.
the calendar.
Green Day.
He also
Green
made the calendar.
Day.
He made the
Sunny Day Real Estate.
He made years longer so he wouldn't age as fast in his
That's
calendar.
smart.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
That's a
So
power
far, I
move.
like him.
That's a power move right there.
He he abolished the Turkmen word for bread and replaced it with Gurbana Salatan, his mother's name. He requested
that's kind of sweet, because that means that
Is that
he
like a
really,
Jesus thing, though?
He really liked bread.
I don't know.
Was that like a knock at Christianity? Because I won't accept that on this show, because we are big Christians in this show.
It is my understanding with this beard, so that makes me a Muslim, Islam historian. It is my understanding that actually Islam, they're not anti-Christian. They're not like they wouldn't have a problem with it because they believe that basically they don't believe Jesus was God, but they believe he was like another prophet. Like he was
And a
the prophet
carpenter.
He was definitely a carpenter and a fisherman.
And a really good cook.
Yeah, and he loved hanging out with prostitutes.
And he was super handsome.
He really was.
Good abs.
Good abs, good hair.
If
A
he
bit
was
of
in
a
such
martyr
good
guy,
shape,
though.
Yeah, a little bit of a martyr.
how did they catch him? Right? Like
Yeah, they should have been able to.
he looked like a marathon runner. He should have been just outrun him.
Not a lot of people know this about Jesus. but he was really gullible. They're like, "Hey, Jesus, what's that over there?" Next thing you know, the Romans
they
have
pulled
a
up
big
next to him in like a van, and they opened the door, and they're like, "Do you want some candy? You should get in." He was like,
well,
I love candy.
Today is cheat day. I've been working on the abs all week.
Today's cheat day.
He's like, honestly, look at these cum gutters. I mean, I could eat a piece of candy. It's fine.
Gutters. What's the matter with you? That's the fucking Lord.
That's the first time I've ever heard that term, and I knew exactly what you meant.
Oh God. He requested that a palace of ice. You guys should love this. Requested a palace of ice or indoor ice skating rink be built near the capital so that those living in the desert country could learn to skate.
It's important.
I mean, that's good government, right? You can't argue that. That's just good.
Little known
government.
fact: big Maple Leafs fan. This guy.
I think it was actually he was a fan of the Macon Whoopee. So, that's an actual team, guys. I actually know a hockey thing.
It is
Macon, Georgia. Yeah, Macon, Georgia. It's a what's your version of the minor leagues? Because that's what it is.
Okay.
What's my version of the minor
Well, I
leagues?
mean hockey, not your. But what's hockey's version of the minor leagues? Is it the minor leagues?
I mean, it's the minor leagues, sure.
Yeah. So they're like I think they're a minor league team.
From Macon, Georgia, and they're
Yep.
making whoopee.
They're called the Macon Whoopee.
It's pretty damn clever.
Okay.
Right?
Pretty damn clever.
That was a joke for one person. Hopefully,
Well-
they're out there listening.
Him and his sister wife. So, after having to quit smoking in 1997 to his results at heart surgery, he banned smoking in all public places and ordered all government employees to follow suit. Chewing tobacco on Turkmen soil was later banned as well. He's
He's kind of being a dick now.
Yeah, he's kind
outlawed-
of like, if I can't do it, you can't do it sort of
He
thing.
outlawed opera, ballet, and circuses in 2001 for being decidedly un-Turkmen-like.
I agree with all that.
I like a good opera.
I don't.
Why don't you? What's wrong with an opera? Just
Give
because
an
you can't
example of a
understand
good
it?
one. Yeah.
I don't know any of them,
I'm
but
not-
they're in.
I'm not sophisticated enough.
Of
That
an
I
opera?
believe.
Yeah.
Ballet's kind of boring, and circuses, that'll do it for me.
Circuses, they abuse the animals.
Don't they get rid of the circuses? Are they circuses anymore?
I think
Well-
there are circuses, but they
Yeah.
don't have animals anymore. They just do fucking Cirque du Soleil kind of shit, acrobatic.
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
The humans are the animals now, Kevin.
Gotcha.
Dun, dun, dun.
Cirque du Soleil is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. Those people are in shape. They can hang with Jesus. That's how in shape they are.
Jesus was
Jesus.
like the original circus performer when he was like, "Hey,
If
get
they
up on
hadn't-
that cross."
Well, if they hadn't nailed his hands on there, he would have like held off on like one arm and like lifted himself up like horizontally,
He's like, as soon as he got up on the cross, he started doing like the flagpole.
and they nailed him. It's like, God damn it, guys! How am I supposed to do my act?
All right, guys. Very funny. Very funny.
Can someone take these nails out?
I think I need a tetanus shot now.
Even though we won't understand what that is for another 2,000 years.
When do all my disciples pull up in that little car and get out?
Oh, fuck you, Judas. Fuck you. Okay.
If he didn't do what he did, then Jesus wouldn't come back and he wouldn't be what it is now.
you talking about the Turk guy?
Judas.
Oh, I was talking about Easter, right?
Yeah.
Without Jesus,
like-
there would be no peeps.
I don't like peeps though.
And I'll be damned if I'm going to live in a world without peeps.
You guys
at
like
least
peeps?
for three days out of the year. God damn it.
I mean, no, not anymore. I did when I was a kid.
I don't like things that stick to your fingers like that. You can't ever get it off.
Well, why do you keep giving me hand jobs? To a climax.
I didn't realize.
while I'm eating a Jolly Rancher as it
What?
drools down my beard.
Why do you keep giving me peep jobs?
And let's see, 2004.
This is a good time as any to resign from that job, by the way. I'm sending my 2 weeks
2004,
notice.
He decreed that men should no longer wear long hair or beards. So
Oh,
I know.
Long hair, don't care.
He also fired all doctors and gymnastics instructors and replaced them with military conscripts.
Wait, why? Why
Yeah.
those two?
I don't know.
Because they're obedient.
I'm telling you. Well, yeah, but why? Like, are gymnasts like really that hard? Like, gymnastic coach was giving him all this trouble politically?
Well, they probably do because they're on steroids.
Probably. In March 2005, he ordered the closure. Oh yeah, the hospitals already told you that. He banned the reporting of reporting or even mentioning of contagious diseases such as AIDS or cholera. He banned news reports and presenters from wearing makeup on television, and according to some reports, he felt presenters should appear natural on screen, although others alleged that the reason was more eccentric, claiming he said he found it difficult to distinguish male anchors from female anchors.
Okay.
He banned
very
car
specific.
radios. He banned car radios because he considered them to be useless.
Oh, God.
Man does not like music or gymnasts.
He probably heard
no.
our podcast once on his car radio. He's like, okay.
So
These guys
apparently,
are idiots.
apparently there was a musician that hurt him really bad at some point in his life.
And a gymnast or a
and a gymnast.
gymnastics coach and a doctor.
Or like maybe it was a circus. Maybe there's like a whole like performing thing that came through town and rejected him in some way. He ordered that each broadcast begin with a pledge. The broadcaster's tongue would shrivel if she slandered the country flag or president.
Okay. That's legit.
Gold teeth were discouraged in Turkmenistan after Niyazov suggested that the populace chew on bones to strengthen their teeth and lessen the rate at which they fall out.
So he's obviously a dentist.
Well, but
Yep.
here's his logic, and guys, I gotta say, makes sense to me. He said, quote, "I watched young dogs when I was young. They were given bones to gnaw to strengthen their teeth. Those of you whose teeth have fallen out did not chew on bones. This is my advice."
Okay. He had a way of speaking backwards.
Simple, to the point, and logical.
It's in November 2005. He ordered that doctors should swear an oath to him instead of the Hippocratic Oath.
That's the best one so far.
Why? Just
Please do harm.
Unless it's
He
to
got
me.
rid of all the hospitals. It's not going
that's
to be
true.
good.
That is true. There's no hospitals or doctors anymore.
He banned video games because they were too violent for young Turkmen. And in the same month he did that, he ordered the country's oil minister to learn English in 6 months or be fired.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Then there was, like I said, I told you that. They said,
That is a good incentive.
Yeah.
So-
No, I mean he knows how to motivate. That's for sure.
So he died in 2006. And after his death,
Do we still celebrate Melon Day, or do we have to not celebrate Melon
No,
Day?
they actually still do. They do celebrate. Yes, they do. I'm going to get to that.
Nice.
They didn't stop
Need
doing
so
that.
much cantaloupe in August.
So after his death, Gubenguli Bardamul Demadao, his successor, began
Just
to
say
remove...
Ricardo Montalban.
I did, yes. Ricky Ricardo began to remove some eccentric features of this guy's policies. In 2008, the names of months and days of the week were restored.
Oh.
And in reference to national anthem of Turkmenistan, where you used to have to say the dictator's name, he replaced that with the people. He also trimmed official references to Nizadal's biographical book Rodnama in spring 2007, and around 2009 or 10, the broadcasters no longer had to read it. 2011, government people no longer had to take it or know it, and then universities stopped having it on their test, and you no longer needed it for a driver's license.
I was going to ask.
Did they do any research to determine, like, under whose dictatorship or ruling the country was more prosperous?
You mean the new guy or him?
Yeah.
I mean, well, the new guy's been doing it now for
Doesn't mean he's doing it better.
No. I
Doesn't
don't
mean their
think he is.
GDP improved.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't dive into it because I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to suck us down into this horrible fucking thing because they're dictators, right? So I was just like,
Did the new guy bring fiber optic to the country?
he
I
did
thought
let
you
people
meant
have gold
fiber.
teeth. and
Just
you
fiber,
no longer
just a lot of
fiber.
Metamucil.
yeah.
Grape nuts.
And they brought Kevin Bacon in, and everyone could dance in the city again.
Hey.
So even though he's dead, but he actually he has remained a celebrated figure in Turkmenistan. His birthday
His
is
legacy lives on, John.
Well, his birthday is designated as a national day, not an official holiday, called Turkmenbashi Remembrance Day. Some of his creations remain unchanged, including the celebration of
Melon Day.
There you go.
Easter.
He did give us Melon Day.
He did indeed. So this is some facts about dictatorship. So right now, or I'm sorry, actually as of 2020, but it actually hasn't changed. There are 52 countries who are ruled by some type of dictator. 3 in Latin America, 27 in Asia and the Middle East, and 22 on the African continent. Some of the more known ones are President Xi of China, Putin of Russia, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, and President Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea. That's not true. Nobody knows who that is, but I did that for Kevin and Greg. And if you want to know why, go back and listen to all of our episodes so you get the Eritrea joke. Set aside those 300 hours. Get in there and learn something.
Well, let's not get carried away.
And according
Still
to...
don't think it's a country.
It's totally a country. In fact, it's Ethiopia and Eritrea, or it is in war right now, I think. Or maybe one of them's having a civil war. I don't know. There's always shit going on in the world. So according to a 2022 report from VDEM Institute at the University of Gothenburg, Sweden, 5.4 billion people live under some sort of dictatorship.
That's a lot.
That's a
more
lot
than half
of
the world
fucking
population.
people. More than half. Yeah. Did you say that?
A lot of peeps.
That's
a lot of peeps.
exactly what I said.
It's a lot of... Did you say more than half, Greg?
I said more than half.
Not half.
did.
More than
I
half.
think you need to get the ear that you can't hear it of, like declogged.
I do. I need to get them both declogged with tiny penises.
I don't think that's how they do that.
Let's not keep going with that.
I'll let a dog chew. I'll let a dog chew on a bone next to my ear, and I'm sure that will clear it out. This is where liberal democracies peaked in 2012. At that time, 42 countries were considered liberal democracies, and in 2021, in 2021 there were only 34 liberal democracies. So we're on the decline. So basically, there's a rise in totalitarianism and dictatorship throughout the world because people don't fucking listen to history and everyone's becoming isolationist. So we did defeat ourselves because, God damn it, we just keep doing the same shit over and over again. So, Greg, stop it.
Yeah, Greg.
Stop
I'll try.
allowing.
I can't help it, man. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Just stop it. But here is to Turkmenbashi, you crazy son of a bitch.
Is that show
Cheers.
Bosch named after him?
Bosch?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Bosch.
That's all I got. I hope you thought it was as crazy as I did.
I did. He became... He like you kind of said, I mean, I know we didn't want to talk about too much bad shit. I'm sure there's more bad shit, but it was very bizarre, his decisions.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't really... I feel like a lot of dictators, even though they're giant pieces of shit most of the time, they think in their minds that they're moving the country forward.
Yeah.
And this guy was just like, well, I don't understand that. Ban it.
It's almost like power corrupted.
Or maybe he did think he was moving his country. Well, I mean, even like Gaddafi. Do you remember like Gaddafi would dress like crazy, like you dress in all these different outfits, and I mean, so I think it's like I think it's real, like Trump, right? Like he's not a dictator, but he definitely surrounded himself with people who would agree with him no matter what he said. So I think
he wanted to be, he just couldn't.
Right, but all dictators do, right? So you don't want anybody that disagrees with you. So it's like I think the more and more you get people around you who agree with you, the more and more like what you're saying, maybe if you didn't believe it in the beginning, you start to believe it. Mm-hmm. I think. Right? Like it really becomes truth. So when you have an idea, like, so in other words, people are telling you you're the smartest fucking person in the room or the person in the world. And so anytime you think anything, you're like, yep, that makes sense. Dog bones, chew on them. Or bones, chew on them. Works for dogs.
Why do you think that I'm the way I am with the podcast? You guys keep telling me how great I am.
But I don't think I've ever told you how great you are. I think if anything, I denigrate you constantly.
I do.
See?
I tell him he's great.
Oh, do you do it in texts?
I just do it all the time. I write songs about him.
Oh, wow.
I've written an opera.
Not gonna go see it.
Can you
Don't
sing it?
understand
Can you sing it for me as we end the episode? I was talking to Greg.
Oh,
He actually nailed it though. That was
Pretty solid though. Yeah.
That was good.
Ave Kavina.
All right, guys.
On that note, thanks everybody for listening. Have a great night.
Ave Cavi.